into this field, what do you recommend that they do? Because we keep saying, we keep beating this drum about, look, you have to have experience to get in, and just having a security plus or whatever certification is not going to be, that's not it. How do we, so where do they go from there, from here? Like, how do they actually get the experience?
Okay, I'll break it down. I'll just break it down how I do it. So it's gonna be a little minute. So the first
Okay.
thing I would do, and in our field, I work for as a DoD contractor, a contractor that works for the government. For our field, usually a secret, top secret are the first requirements to get in a GRC position or become an ISO in our field. So what I would do first, and what a lot of people I know do, they would go get a clearance. So first off, I would get the clearance. I'll go work for. There's a lot of companies, security companies that, like for example, Intercom in the DMV area. Intercom gives a lot of people top secret clearances. That's what the State Department. Just for anybody that's looking at it, in the DMV area, just type it in on Indeed. Just type in DC, Maryland, Virginia, or something like that. First thing you need a clearance. So the second thing you would need, since it's a requirement for the DoD, and I'm only speaking for the DoD, is I would get your security plus. So once you get your security plus, get that. So next thing I would do is somebody don't have no experience, because I didn't have no experience either. I would just go on Indeed, type in ISO, and just type in your area. Just see what they're looking for. For me working in the DoD, EMAS is popular. EMAS is a cybersecurity management tool.
Hmm.
So with EMAS, there's a lot of free training on EMAS. I have one on my channel. So you can watch that video on EMAS and it'll break down how to use EMAS. You can put it on your resume saying you know of it, but I wouldn't say you know how to use it, but just say you did the research to get the training. Then I would start, a lot of the jobs they ask for a plan of actions. So a plan of action or POAMs is how you remediate a vulnerability. So what I would do is just find some type of pamphlet or something that can break down how a poem is structured. I have one on my channel, and you just break it down, like you put a description, the milestones on how you remediate this vulnerability. For example, a poem, like I'll give you an example for a poem, and this is what I deal with on a daily basis. Sometimes there can be a cat one vulnerability, and for example, I'm gonna say Red Hat. So it's a Cat 1 Red Hat vulnerability. This vulnerability won't be fixed currently. It's going to be fixed in the next 3 months once the patch is made available. So you can create a poem, put a milestone, say, and the milestones can say, "Hey, I'm reaching out to this system administrator. I'm gonna follow up with this system administrator, and once this was complete, then I'm going to close out this poem." That's how you remediate. So that's you can learn how to do poems. NIST guidelines. Just all you got to do is free. Just go on Google, type in NIST guidelines. Now we're on revision 5 right now. Pop it up, just start reading it. It tells you how to create plans, create policies, and it also tells you how to look at controls and test controls and things like that. And then also don't put it on Google. YouTube is your friend. Just use YouTube and just check out Bruce Brown. He got a good course on it too. So that's what I would do.
Appreciate you, man. I get that question a lot. And I have to, what I normally tell people is to start where you are. Start with the basics. If you're not trying to go into DoD, Chris gave a great breakdown of how to get into federal government, which is also where I work. And that's great advice, because here's why Chris's advice is good. Because once you have that clearance, it's going to eliminate a lot of the competition. And a lot of times, especially contractors, they have to they're going to have to pay for your clearance. So if you actually get a clearance, that's one less thing that they have to do. So it opens up the field for, sometimes they'll put you in a position and then they'll train you on the job. Some organizations that I've worked for do that for new employees, but having that security clearance is one good way to get your foot in the door, especially if you live in the DMV area.